Hello everyone, my name is Carolyn Ziegler and I will be representing on my team's behalf for the OB&L Change Project on our selected topic of revising the current closed door policy at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. My fellow team members include 3rd Class Austin Aiken, Amanda Dake, Eric Green, Destiny Johnson, and Richard Rodriguez. For this leadership project, we will be utilizing Coder's 8-step plan for implementing change to effectively implement our change at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. The first 3 steps we will explain create the climate for change. First step, establish a sense of urgency by creating a compelling reason. First, we'll give a background on a current closed door policy at the Coast Guard Academy. Current regulations state that cadets are not required to have the doors open during regular work days, as well as Saturdays from 07:45 to 1200. Furthermore, cadets are not allowed to have the doors closed when 2 members of different sex are present. Many cadets are currently express high dissatisfaction of the current closed door policy, giving direct feedback that it is an invasion of privacy and personal time and is distracting during the workday when cadets want to study on their academics. Furthermore, this past summer in particular, during the summer training period, many cadets were fallen victim to one of the biggest theft incidents the Coast Guard Academy has ever experienced. These incidents were no fluke, as many cadets lost similar items while the doors were propped open in the span of the couple weeks summer training existed. The second step of Coder's model is to form a coalition with enough power to lead change. It has been shown that there is a high level of support among the Corps from all classes to help coordinate efforts to revise the closed door policy. A survey was sent out in which 76 cadets participated, showed that 40.8% of the respondents said that the current policy is not beneficial. Furthermore, 50% of the respondents mentioned that only having 1 hour each in the morning and afternoon is not enough. These statistics from the study convey that there is an imperative need to revise current policy to directly address cadet concerns and complaints. Here's some of the survey feedback, and as well as testimonials. Step 3, create a new vision to direct the change and strategies for achieving the vision. Our new vision for this policy will differ from the past by personally benefiting the individual cadets. This new policy contains personal well-being in consideration, as well as gender-neutral implications to help further improve the policy at hand. The next 3 steps we will talk about is engaging and enabling the organization. Step 4, communicate the vision through the organization. On behalf of the entire U.S. Coast Guard Academy, it would be in the best interest of the cadets to propose a new closed door policy that would permit cadets to have a closed door whenever they are physically situated in their chase hall room. This policy will enable cadets to be able to have the doors closed throughout the day during off periods and after their last military obligation. They will only need to have the doors propped open when leaving their room up till LMO. Furthermore, under the new policy, doors will not be closed based on the number of individuals in their room or their gender. Step 5, empower others to act on the vision. All 6 members in our change team exhibit good values to gain trust from our peers to follow us in our initiative moving forward. Tools that we have utilized include routing an effective memo to route through the chain of command and address the Corps of Cadets' concerns, and to initiate further consideration and action to revise current closed door policy by utilizing survey feedbacks, personal cadet testimonials, we would like to also acknowledge some of the barriers that come with this revised closed policy, and would like to directly address them head on to overcome them. And what some administration might argue that this new policy could potentially increase the risk for sexual assault, poor room standards, and the avoidance of military obligations. To alleviate these concerns, room standards will still be normally inspected when cadets go to academic classes throughout the day, and a necessary administrative action will take place if such privileges are abused. Personal integrity as a U.S. Coast Guard Academy cadet and future officer will be tested with this new closed door policy, If we cannot trust our shipmates now at the Academy when it comes to their intent and own moral compass, then how can we trust them as a future U.S. Coast Guard officer in the fleet? Sexual assault will not be tolerated under this new policy, and administrative action will be immediate if cases should arise from this new policy. Step 6. Plan for, create, and reward short-term wins that move the organization toward the new vision. Our timeline roughly considers short-term wins, such as routing our memo through the chain of command to make them effectively listen to our concerns and prove our recommendation to revise moving forward. Furthermore, we'd like the Coast Guard Command to initiate a charter committee to brainstorm and explore this policy in detail. From there, we will discuss actual implementation of this policy into effect. We would hope to implement this by the beginning of fall semester 2020. Step 7. Consolidate improvements, reassess changes, and make necessary adjustments in the new programs. This new closed-door policy will have a testing period when it is initiated in fall 2020 to see firsthand if any necessary revisions and improvements of the policy need to be made. We hope to build on this new change in the future for the sole benefit of the cadets and the USCGA who are directly impacted by it. Furthermore, we will keep track over the next several years of the retention rate of cadets and their mental well-being surveys, as well as keep track of contact and Chase Hall to evaluate these effects and correlation they might have to the new policy being implemented. Step 8. Reinforce the changes by demonstrating the relationship between new behaviors and organizational success. By giving cadets more privilege for closed door, USCGA is giving cadets the opportunity for more responsibility of self-management and own personal well-being improvement to be an exemplary student and individual, and as a future successful officer in the fleet when making a positive contribution to our organization, United States Coast Guard. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.